again. Now I'm gonna clean and show you how to properly clean a Hayward DE filter. And this is the biggest one that you can buy. It's the 72 square foot DE filter. And I prefer to use an impact driver to take this band off. It's got a bolt here. And this particular filter is using a 3/4 inch socket. And you can also just use a regular socket wrench. But it goes pretty quick with an impact driver. Always got to keep your hardware together so you don't lose it. And then you got to pop that band off. Okay, sometimes these bands get stuck on there real tight from the pressure, so just a normal, what do you call this, Ernie?
Chisel?
Chisel.
Flathead screwdriver?
Yeah, big flathead, whatever it takes to pry these guys apart. And then a lot of times it'll just pop right down for you. All right, Ken here, Pool Posse channel. Got the band loosened. Had to take a break there for a second to get the drain plug out of the back to drain it. And it's just kind of hard to get to. It's way in the back there, over plumbing against the wall.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to see that, but it goes right in there. Yeah, you can see that.
And that was apparently a two-man job. So now I'm going to pop the cap off and expose the grids inside.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, so to get this nut loosened off of the rod that goes all the way down, that holds everything together, I hold it with a needle nose pliers, and then I take a pair of channel locks to get that nut off of there. Sorry about that, I got a phone call in between there. So I got that nut off, and instead of picking the whole thing up with the nut on, I prefer to take it apart like this, especially on a big 72. These grids are pretty dirty and they're pretty heavy, and I don't want to hurt my back or anything, so I just then shimmy off the top manifold.
Oh.
And I take, 2 to 4 grids at a time out to where I'm going to clean them. We're in San Diego County, and it's recommended to clean them in the grass. They don't want the DE going into the storm drains. So I'm going to spray it off in this dirt over here. Got all the grids lined up out here, manifold, grid separator over here, and the gasket. I like to use a high pressure nozzle to get them really good and clean. I'm not going to show you each grid, but maybe 1 or 2. This is called the air pressure release down. Some people like to, at this point, spray some filter cleaner spray on there. I prefer not to use that on DE grids because of the ammonia. It suds up too much in the pool.
Beautiful. 7 more of those, and we'll be back.
All the grids are clean. Now I'm just rinsing out the last remaining dirt and DE out of the bottom tank before I put my lid gasket back on.
Scoop it up.
Ernie's putting a little magic lube on that gasket. So once we turn this filter back on, it doesn't leak. This is a pretty powerful pump, variable speed, goes up to 3 horsepower. And it's a commercial pool, it's a big pool. So this filter gets worked pretty good. It's just a tough angle to get to. Ernie's a little skinnier than me, so.
Ah! Oh, where are you?
I don't know if you can see it, but
I got one in easier than it came out.
he's basically just plugging up that hole right there. We'll come back in a minute and put the grids back together.
So here we go, lubing up our tank gasket. And
Tank O-ring, so many different names for everything in the pool industry. I loaded up pretty thick. I don't like it to leak after I'm done and I have to pop the cap off.
and nothing is standard, as I'm learning. Nothing is standard. Lube it, lube it. Here we go.
This is the standpipe. There's a gasket here that you want to put some lube on too. You don't want this to slip off when you put the grids back on, or DE will shoot back out in the pool.
And that
Come
would
back
be good.
in a minute. Okay, filters are all cleaned. You can see there's some wear marks on each grid in the same spot. That's just from pressure. It's a big pool, gets a lot of use. It's a commercial pool. So I think we got one more season out of these grids and we'll have to replace them. So for the Hayward, I like to take, this is the top manifold, this is the bottom grid separator. This is the air pressure relief stem. It's flexible. I take this and flip it upside down and I put it just like this, and it's got these little stands here so you can do that. And then I feed my grids in. 2 notches there, 2 notches there. Just fit them together. And just keep doing that all the way around. You can kind of feel them when they go down. It just feels right. I always save the short one for last. It's not actually short, it's just not as wide to go around the standpipe right there. It's marked on the other side, as Ernie pointed out to me, but I'll save it last, that way I know where it goes. They're all in. Now I take the grid separator and flip it. Get the band to go, or the rod to go through the hole. Line up. This is where the pipe's going to go down and connect to that, so I know that has to be about right there. And then you just have to shimmy the grids around until they get in their correct slots.
This is the part that always gives me a hard time.
Yeah, if you can put a Hayward back together, you can put anything back together.
Yeah, these are a little more trickier than the Pentair or the other filters that are out there.
Yeah, Hayward likes to challenge you a little bit. But that's it. You just have to shimmy it around a little bit, and then you'll get it. And then this is a really big filter, 72, so it's a little harder than the 48s or the 60s, but now we got to put that nut back on, and now it's upside down, so we got to do it from the bottom. Just tip it. Get it started as tight as you can, and then flip it. Very carefully. And then I need my channel locks tight. Everything's in the right slots. Then we can bring it back in and put it right back in the tank. Make sure you face it so your pressure gauge is where you can see it. Don't forget about that.
A little tricky sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Piece it together. All right. And there you go.
I just gotta tighten it with my impact driver. Done. Okay, so this pump is priming up. You want to open up the bleeder valve until water comes out the top. That way you know the filter is completely full of water, and then we can put the DE in. If you don't wait until it's all the way up at the top and it's only this full, and you're waiting for the bubbles of air to come out in the pool, if you put the DE in, it may only cover 3/4 of your grids, and you're not getting the full filtration. So here we go. And the water came up top. We can close that off. Now we'll go put the DE in. The DE in. I kind of built this pipe here to plug the main drain hole because sometimes when I put the DE in this particular pool, it comes out that main drain right there. And it makes the water kind of cloudy and it has to settle. So I just plug it up with that. You want to put the DE in nice and slow. A 72 takes 9 pounds, and it's always on the side of the filter on the sticker how much DE to put in. This is a 1 pound scoop. I'm going to put 9 of these in nice and slow.
And be careful not to inhale the DE powder.
DE is a carcinogen. You don't want to inhale it, at least not too much of it.
So technically we should be wearing some masks, but we do this so infrequently.
hopefully you can hear me, the pump's kind of loud, but every time you clean the filter or replace the grids, you'll want to mark down where your pressure is now, and you can see ours is different now from the last time. So I'm going to just move this dial. Hayward comes with a handy dial here, so I know that it needs to be back flushed or cleaned again when it's at 32 or almost 32. And every year, as things age, the grids, the filter, the motor gets weaker over time. This will change, and it's a good idea to monitor every pool with what the pressure is clean, and then you know where to back flush when you need to. And that's all for this Hayward. Thanks for watching.